Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Hi, Pudgy. Hi, baby. You got to come over here though. Come on. Oh, you big boy. Okay, get on the chair there. Okay, let's get started. So our card tonight is the Empress. And love that energy. We're coming into spring pretty soon here in the northern hemisphere. So we have that beautiful kind of Persephone energy. The flowers will be returning. Life is restored and everything is kind of waking up. Okay, let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. So we have a little white rabbit there. Looks like we have maybe a goldfish here. You can see the body. Here's the tail. Then we have the lips right here and two eyes, and it looks like a little water splashing off. So this is a really cartoony kind of looking fish, but absolutely a sign of prosperity, good health, longevity. So love to see the goldfish. When they come up, it's like, okay, this is, aside from the koi, of course, the best omen we can receive. So very auspicious. You are going into a time of things coming to you and feeling pretty good, both emotionally and physically. Okay. Being at ease, at least. So I feel like this is kind of a glorious little period of time coming along. Okay. Okay, and then we have a person here with multiple faces, it looks like. We'll come back around to that. We have a question mark. Yeah. Let's come back and look at that. We have Titi over here singing the songs of her people. If you can hear in the background. She didn't say hi, but she's running through the room. Letting everybody know she's here. Okay, let's see. So, I want to look at this. It looks like we have two people, one here, one here. Now, in between them, it's interesting. It looks like, it reminds me of like one of those, and now I've never known very much about Pokemon, but I know that ball thing that they throw. But I don't know what that would mean. I have no idea. But it reminds me of the Pokemon ball. So we have the orb. We also have, it looks like a tiger face. If you can see kind of the nose, the mouth, the eyes up here in the head. We have the person here. They have a heart right here. Now we have another person over here. It almost looks like they're like have their arm out. And there's an arrow. So it does feel like a sense of courtship. Maybe kind of a love that is growing. And then in the middle here, we have a person who has their hand on this heart. We can see we have a heart right here. And then we have next to it, it looks like, I almost imagine like a little letter with an S on it. So maybe somebody with an S name. And I feel like there's an overall sense of, and we have a big heart, it all makes a big heart, romantic love. okay, of some kind. Maybe you have a crush. Maybe you are courting somebody, dating. This could be within your existing relationship, or maybe it's not your primary relationship, which no judgment. I'm not, I just bring the facts here. I think that you are kind of in love a little bit, or, it could be that you are really wanting to be in love. And hopefully you are practicing that on yourself. There is no other person to court that is like ourselves. When we get into a place where, we're lavishing ourselves in the attention and love that we would on somebody that we are dating, that we're really into, life just, it feels amazing when you can really do it in earnest. This could be the case, but I do think that there's maybe at least a bit of a crush going on and building momentum here. And it's so central to this place. And even out here, I guess, when I see it as the person tending to the heart, it looks like a house, like the roof of a house above it and a little chimney. So, I feel like this is maybe even somebody that you feel like you could have a future with, that you could have a home with, that you could, kind of build your concept of a family, whatever that configuration is. This might be somebody you already are doing this with. But, if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, we know there is an ebb and flow. There are times when it's really on and it's really spicy and it's really, very interconnected. And there are other times where life is just so busy and you're so tired and, things come up and health issues and financial issues and kids and, whatever, responsibilities. And it's, it can be hard to connect. So then you have to decide continually, and I am a believer that when you are with somebody, you have to decide every day, to put your all into it, as much as you can, right? But it is a decision every day. And so I feel like this could be like the beginning of the reconnecting, okay? Growing into each other once more. Which is always a beautiful and exciting period of time. It can be, you feel like a kid, a teenager again, in your own marriage, just excited to see each other and be alone and do fun things and laugh and all of that kind of stuff. And so, let's see, what else do we have going on here? Okay, yes, that's right. We have the rabbit. So I looked at this and I thought, this reminds me so much of the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, wearing the little suit or whatever, jacket and vest maybe. Here's the ear and the head, and here's the body and the fluffy little tail. And so always in a hurry, losing time, not enough time, always late. And I feel like in some ways you've been feeling this way. I feel like you probably feel like this quite often. We think of Capricorn people as being pretty chill, right? Kind of slow to the movement of things, like to take your time and do it the right way. Well, I think that there's also a sense of, there can also be a sense of not making the most use of your time, wishing that you could fit more things into the time that you have, just ultimately potentializing every moment and kind of getting into this mode where you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. Now, the thing that can go wrong here is that you burn out. Okay, and I think Capricorns, you all know so well the burnout, especially within your work life. and wherever you feel like you have to be productive. So maybe domestically, maybe within parenting or caregiving, the work again, like where you make your money, where you make your resources, but also, creative, and could be in hobbies or things that you are, really interested in and spend a lot of time there. But you give 110%, and so it's important for you to make sure that you are taking care of, your wellness, getting good sleep, making sure that you're not just like passing out, but getting quality restorative sleep, going through, the different cycles of your sleeping. And so, also eating well, whatever that means to you, drinking plenty of water, fluids, and intentional movement. But also, I think maybe making sure that you're adhering to your routine, the things that are important to you, your priorities, meeting, your responsibilities. And this is where I think Capricorns draw a lot of meaning in their lives, being able to accomplish and kind of mastering the things that you do, you spend your hours with. And, I guess the Capricorn could be fairly competitive, but I think the most competitive that you are is with yourself, and so, definitely this energy. So make sure that you're taking care of, also resting and all of that. Now we also have the coiled serpent right here. And I'm wondering about this. Where is she? Okay. So on this side, we had a person who has here's a face here. There's kind of a skull right here. You can see the eyes, and then the mouth right here. And there's at least one other face. I gotta kind of pull her out. I think in here, this one, but it looks like a skull now that I'm looking at it right here, the eyes and the mouth. So maybe it's one person but holding skulls. Yeah. So I feel, no, here it is. Here's eyes and the mouth kind of right there as well, which is part of the skull. It's lower, but the face, you look at it, there's faces everywhere. So I feel like this is a person who, I feel like it's maybe like an ex or a sister, somebody. Oh, I saw another face right here. This big one, right? 2 eyes and the nose and the mouth right here. Yeah. So anyways, I feel like that, well, what we think of somebody who they are adorned with many faces, many eyes, many, different, kind of, I don't know, what's the word? Different, personas. So I feel like, this is somebody that is close, but it never can be too close because, always verging on kind of just like bringing in the chaos, the destruction, stirring things up. This is a person that is very, I don't like to think of it as just self-obsessed, but they're very concerned with their position. And they absolutely have no qualms about stepping over people and just causing trouble, drama. And I feel like you go through phases where you try to be close. You really want to share your life with them. But it's like you have amnesia for a minute, and then it's like immediately you remember, oh, this is why we don't talk. This is why we haven't seen each other in a long time. Every time you come around, it's bad news, right? So I just, I think that you're probably this person showing up for one reason or another. But I see the coiled snake. So it's like that snake in the grass. Don't be surprised if they pull something on you. And I don't think it's like really serious stuff, but I do think that it hurts your feelings, first of all. And I think that it sometimes can affect your relationships with other people. And that's hurtful. Because you have to pick up like all the pieces and try to get them back stacked up. That's what I'm looking at. It just looks like a stack of rocks or something, trying to get it all back into place. And it's tiring. So we also have a 12 right there. And what was the other one? It looks like 160, 160. Okay, and then we do have the question mark over here. We have that question mark. And we have a wishbone right there. And it looks like a person pointing that way. So I wonder, I feel like this is almost kind of like a question. Like, if you had one wish, what would you wish for right now? What is the most important thing? And I feel like this is kind of like a thought exercise. Because I feel like you kind of almost are coming on this point of time where you have to start really thinking about what's going to be happening this next season. What do you want to do with yourself? What are your, kind of smaller goals? And kind of refocusing your attention. Now I have another skull down here, and it's kind of, if you can see, well, it kind of almost looks like, it looks like a leprechaun with the little top hat. It kind of also reminds me of Papa Legba. But we have a magical being here, and it kind of looks like a skeleton with a top hat. It kind of looks like a leprechaun holding something like a bag of gold, maybe. But whatever it is, I think that it depends on the perspective, of course. But I do feel like there's a sense of maybe kind of magical thinking as far as your luck and your ability to access that success, that fortune, that jackpot. And so I wonder if, and I'm looking at this as the stacked rocks, and as a kind of natural altar of sorts. So maybe, this is a good time to give of yourself to some kind of votive ritual or ceremony, and maybe leave an offering to the nature spirits around, or the fae, which the leprechaun would kind of be within that. Leaving maybe some fruit by the front door or in the yard. Maybe arranging some stones in such a way that might be appeasing. Leaving some kind of tobacco, or I've read people do like coins and they bury them, or one that I like to do. I like to braid dry grass. I like to do knot magic, which for me it is partially, it's a lot of different things, but one of the things I like to do is take natural fibers and turn them into kind of a loose kind of twine or rope, and then do knots in them, and then I leave them outside as kind of a string of prayers, of kind of energetic offerings. And they over time will break down, right? And kind of dissolve into the earth there. And so, things like these, I think this will help align you a little more with kind of meeting that success that you're looking for. Okay, let's take a look over here. We have an 8. Immediately we have an 8, a lucky 8 right there. And let's see. Now I have a person kind of in a fetal position, but then tumbling upwards and then standing. So I almost feel like this energy of, when you get knocked down and you're in this place of feeling quite vulnerable and, incapable of maybe making any kind of change to this situation, just kind of shook by life and the world at large. But then you kind of, you turn in the wind. I can almost imagine like a seed in the earth kind of beginning to turn a bit and break open. And then we have the sprout, coming through and reaching up through the soil to meet the sun, go looking for that airy place with the beautiful solar energy up there. And then, becoming that standing upright, erect, really intense posture there. And so, you are somebody who takes control of your life where you must. And even if things kind of descend into a chaos or there is a deep sense of melancholy, which, let's face it, Capricorns are prone to because of, your alignment with Saturn and Saturnian energy. But you find your way right back up, and find your footing there. And, that Empress energy is really, it is a beautiful, beautiful, confidence and knowing and wisdom and, ability to speak in that, sacred tongue that only comes through initiation. And I don't mean by reading books and, taking tests or whatever people do in systems like grade systems. But it is a language that is only, found through intuition and connection to spirit in all of the many subtle places. And so it pours out of you like something you don't even know where it's coming from. And, and I feel that this is an energy that you're stepping into in this time, and it makes sense with the spring and the fall right at our doorstep, depending on where you're at. We have this mythology of the Persephone, of the Venus energy, the descending and rising again, and descending and rising again, and finding a place of stature in both. Being somebody who can traverse the many different realms. And it makes sense that would be a Capricorn energy. Definitely. Okay, let's see. Let's check out these. They are the Dreamers deck, 40 affirmations for pursuing your dreams by the I Know collection. And we're just going to flip through here. Stop where it feels right. It says, I know that my finances will be taken care of, even when I don't see how. I am secure. I am secure. The universe always provides. You know, if we know it or not, it will, it will, it will. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I want to tell you I love you, and I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me, Capricorn. And so if you would be so kind as to like the video, it does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean so much to me. And the last thing I just want to mention, if you have not checked out my husband's channel over there at Dove and Serpent Tarot, he is the absolute best tarot reader there ever was. Not that I'm biased or anything, but he really is so just mind-blowing. I mean, really. Even, like, I don't listen to or watch his readings that much, just because, you know, we're married, we share our life together, and I'll listen to his readings and I'm like, are you, like, I feel like this is for me. Are you trying to tell me something through your readings? You know? So, I mean, they're just so relatable. I don't know. It's uncanny sometimes. So anyways, I just, I like to mention, and I know most of you already watch him. A lot of you have come over from his channel, and I appreciate you. But yeah, if you happen to have not seen his work yet, please go check him out. His name is Paul, and the channel is Dove and Serpent Tarot. All right. Capricorn, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a few days. Good night, good night, good night.